Hey Trish, how's it going?
Hi, how are you, Kenny?
I'm good, thanks for taking the time. I wanted to ask you, first of all, obviously, you know, the last couple of appearances you've had when you interrupted Elias, great slap, by the way.
Yep.
Um,
Thank
and
you.
um,
Those
and,
never fade for some reason.
and you know, the appearance there and then the appearance this past Monday. I just wondered, what's like the biggest change that you've seen in the women's roster in any sense, really, from when you were, you know, full-time to now?
I would definitely say there's a different level of athleticism. I think, I don't know, maybe because they've come from this, they've been training since the Performance Center and ready for the big leagues. It's kind of a different thing. I feel like, not to say we weren't, but we were never like, we didn't know if we were going to wrestle, and then we'd get an event and then we train our butts off for it. And of course, everyone's athletes and we do our regular training, but I think the girls are like, they're more, they have more regular matches than we did. You know, they're kind of like, and I just think the training they've done is a little more sort of wrestling intensive, is a little more different than what we used to do back in the day. And, you know, they have the opportunity to go to the Performance Center too if they want to, and they can do that stuff that we never had. I think the Performance Center was, for me, a huge changing point for like when people say, what's the difference between the roster back in the golden era, like our era, which we like to call it, to this era? And I think that's what it is. I think the Performance Center is what changed it. And, you know, the girls came in, even just all of them debuted much more polished, much more prepared, ready to tackle the big leagues, I guess you can say, whereas a lot of us sort of learned as we went, and we, you know, learned, well, me certainly learned in front of the camera. I mean, I came in like, yeah, I have some training, and I basically, you know, why the audience grew with me is because they watched me fall down, pick myself up, dust myself off, and carry on, and kind of that's why they connected with me. But I think now everyone goes in there like ready for it. So yeah, there's a bit of that difference. But you know, one of my most favorite things at the Royal Rumble was just being backstage and watching the girls interact and seeing, you know, how they, like, there's such a passion for wrestling. Not to say there wasn't back then, but these girls just, gosh, they just are so appreciative of the opportunities they're getting. They're so passionate, and to watch them put their matches together and their spots in there, it's amazing because they exude this passion. And that was my favorite part, being backstage, watching everyone just taking their own spin and applying their own psychology to it and just really making it their own. And that was my biggest pleasure last time. So there's certainly a little bit of a difference in the two rosters for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, you had such a great career in WWE, and then you obviously retired on your own terms in 2006, and you've been back a few times. But I kind of wondered, you know, you're one of the people that people say in women's wrestling in WWF at the time really like pioneered it and made it more serious and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder, although you're getting in the ring at Evolution and you're having this tag match, do you look at like maybe like a Ronda Rousey or a Charlotte and kind of go, you know, I'd maybe like to come back and do a full program because they weren't there when you left, and maybe there's more for you to do? Is that something that's crossed your mind?
Oh, certainly it is. And also, I guess it happened, like that sort of crossed my mind once I had the Alexa match. You know, it was like, okay, like, because this was like a new focus to come back and wrestle a brand new opponent that I've never touched with, and the anticipation of like, you know, her and I just running a program. I mean, as a wrestler, your most exciting thing is like when who's like kind of like who's next, you know, like who am I going to work with that's brand new? That's the challenge, is getting in and testing your limits with someone else, and then, you know, interacting with people that you're a new move set that you've never, you know, been involved with before. So that's always intriguing. So yeah, so when I see these amazingly developed characters with amazing arsenals that are so different, and like these characters are so distinct, it's amazing. I certainly think that, and I guess I got a little bit of that with Alexa, and now it's going to tag match. Not to say it's not going to be the same, but it is a little different than facing a one-on-one opponent that's you're completely focused on. And each week would have been Alexa focused, and her and I would have had our thing. Now it's going to turn into a whole different thing, which I think will be a lot more light, fun. You know, Amy and I have been, since we left the WWE, we've formed our own sort of Team Bestie tour, which we go all over North America, and actually we're also going all over the world. You know, just doing our little tours and meeting fans as a team, and people are thrilled to see us together. So I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun. And you know, and Alexa and Mickey, when they're together, they play up that goofy heel thing, which is always fun too. So, you know, I think fans can certainly expect a lot of fun, a lot of great energy between us. But I think, yeah, I mean, the thought of having an intense singles feud is definitely intriguing to me, especially with the caliber of the women like nowadays.
It is just the last question. Is there, say we were to look ahead to WrestleMania and you were going to have a singles match and come back and do something else, is there someone in your eye line? Is there someone else after you work with Alexa that you would love to work with that stands out to you?
I mean, you know, Charlotte Flair has tied my record, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't look past that. So what's going to happen? So I've definitely got I've kind of like pinned that to the board, like while I'm watching that closely. And then to me, a moment which actually even surprised me as a wrestler too, when I was in the ring with Sasha Banks, I thought she did some great stuff, but when her and I got in the ring, there was this sort of great chemistry, and the fans were feeling it. I thought, oh wow, that was really good too. And I know when we do these tours and people, and my favorite thing is fans like, who do you want to fight? And I always go, who do you want me to fight? I love seeing what the fans think, and a lot of people would love to see Trish and Sasha Banks. So I think that's pretty interesting to me, and I think to the fans as well. But yeah, I'm certainly also keeping my eye on Charlotte and that title, where she's at. She's 7-time, I'm 7-time, and she caught up to me pretty quickly. So I definitely have my eye on that.
Great. Thanks very much, Trish.